Just over 6 months ago, Insta360 released their newest 360 camera, the X3. I've basically had it that whole time, and some people make it out to be the best action camera out there. But does it really live up to the hype? Let's not waste time on the intro. Let's get right to it and see what this compact little camera does well, what it could do better, and if it's worth buying in 2023. What's up, guys? My name's Adam, aka Drone Dad. I fly drones, review tech, with a focus mostly on gadgets that I can fit in my backpack so I can be as portable as possible. I grabbed the X3 camera for its multi-purpose functions. I wanted something I could use as a secondary normal camera, but also something to capture things that I couldn't quite get with the Pocket 2, which, if you've seen my review of the Pocket 2, is saying something. So let's see if it checked the boxes that I needed it to. I'll also show you some of my favorite features on the camera, and I'll give you a couple of things that I either wish it did or things that it did better. Before we get into the features and functions, let's just go through the specs really fast. The X3 sports a 1/2 inch 48 megapixel sensor compared to a 1/2.3 inch 12 megapixel in its predecessor, the One X2. The 360 video resolution is mostly the same between both cameras, while the single lens video resolution is vastly superior, as you can see here if you pause the video and take a look at the different options you have now with the X3. Photo resolution saw a huge jump from 18 megapixels to a whopping 72 megapixels. One of the first features I used whenever I bought the camera, because I find it hilarious, is the nose mode, where you put the X3 in your teeth and begin walking around and whatever you want to do. I have seen many videos of others doing funny things with this. It makes me laugh every time. In a similar way, they also have a me mode to be used with the invisible selfie stick. To explain that sentence, the software inside the camera knows where the overlap is between this camera and this camera, and it can actually stitch out the selfie stick so it makes it a great vlogging camera, or even use it to make a fake drone footage. It uses flow state stabilization, so it keeps things buttery smooth and not jittery, even if you're out jumping around. It's really impressive. Many people that I've seen use the X3, they use it to make 360 time-lapse videos, now in 8K. It really opens up a lot of possibilities for capturing a lot of things from either a stationary or moving position. Another fun feature is called bullet time, which is when you attach the camera to either a ripcord or a selfie stick and you swing it around to create a really cool slow-mo video. Of course, the downside is you're going to have your arm up in the air, and also you can often see the shadow of the camera, but it still can really throw in some pizzazz to your transitions and give your videos a fun vibe. In the middle of this list, one of my favorite things to do with the X3 is using it as a dash cam. All you have to do is mount your X3 to the dash using a suction cup or magnet and use Insta360's loop recording feature. You decide how long of a clip you want to keep at the time, the resolution you want, and the frame rate, hit record and go. It will record until your specified time limit, and then it will begin deleting the footage older than that time, always keeping the most recent footage. Then, should you get in a wreck or need to save footage, simply stop the recording to save that clip, and then you can just hit record again to start a fresh one. You can choose to record using only the outward lens, or if you want to prove to a cop who claims you were looking at your cell phone, you can record your full 360 view so you can show them you had your eyes on the road the whole time. Similar to the One X2, the X3 is still waterproof to 10 meters or 33 feet and still has 4 microphones around the camera. The battery is slightly larger now, toting 18 milliamp hours. Another perk provided by Insta360 is the fact they have an editing app for both mobile devices as well as the desktop, so you can do editing on the go or at home using your proper editing software. In these apps, you can frame your shot to where you want. You never miss the shot you need with the X3. Just shoot now and frame it up later. One of the best things about the Insta360 camera is the Shot Lab, which is their app's automated shots it can generate with just a little guidance to help you know how to shoot something. The tutorials are easy and user-friendly and really give you a large variety of options to make some cool videos, especially if you're making shorts or reels for YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. Now, I'm done doting over the camera, so let's get into some of the cons, but before I do that, let me take a second to point out my new Etsy store for content creators. I'm beginning to design shirts, coffee mugs, and more items are getting added all the time. The link for it is in the description of this video. I'd be honored if you would give it a look after the video, please. Thanks for letting me get that out of the way. Now let's get into the negatives that I have for this camera. The biggest gripe I have for the X3 is very common amongst recent action cameras that do 4K video, and that is overheating. If this camera is left stationary in the sun, it will likely overheat at some point. Sometimes it'll overheat on me using it as a dash cam on a sunny day, but merely putting the AC on the defrosters is often enough to keep it cool. I've actually used it as a dash cam for a full 18-hour drive and it never shut off once. Also, I think this camera is meant to be moving, where air is going to be moving past it and cooling the camera down. So I don't really fault Insta360 for the overheating, but it is something to keep in mind while using it yourself. My second item on my con list is the battery. Now, while it is an improvement over the One X2, the 1800 milliamp hours will usually say you get about 81 minutes of filming, and that's at 5.7K at 30 frames per second. But in 2023, 80 minutes is not that long of a time. Some vloggers need a longer battery than that depending on how you use it. Now, to answer that, I will say that most times I only run this camera for a few seconds to maybe a couple minutes at a time, and then I shut it off until I'm ready to use it again. So while it is on my con list, again, for what it's primarily used for, I think 81 minutes usually isn't an issue. And of course, you can also use an external power bank to charge it for longer shooting times. So after weighing all of that information I just threw at you, one last question remains. Is it worth it? Currently going for $495 on Amazon whenever you buy the bundle that gives you the camera, the selfie stick, an SD card, and a protective sleeve. I think this camera meets or exceeds almost every expectation I had for it. My only caveat to that would be I have not used it as the secondary normal camera like I thought I would. I mostly use it for its unique angles and features in the software, which is where I think most agree it really shines. Whether you're gonna take it snowboarding or mountain biking or even just driving it through cool looking bridges like I often do, I think it adds a great level of value to your video project. And speaking of Amazon, if you want to get one for yourself, look no further than the description of this video where I have an Amazon link for the X3. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help out the channel a ton when you use my link. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And with that, not wanting to waste a single second of your day, I will quickly just ask that if you liked this video, if you got value out of it, please do me the honor of clicking that like button, hitting subscribe, and sharing it with anybody that you think might enjoy this content. I really appreciate it. Please leave a comment down below and tell me if there's anything that I missed in this video you hoped I would address that I can definitely answer in the comments. Or if you yourself have this camera, how is it holding up for you? Is it living up to everything you thought that it would be, or is it horribly disappointing you? Let me know. I want to hear about it. I'm so excited to hear what other people's opinions are of this camera. But with that, thank you so much for watching. As always, I love you guys so much. See you later. Bye.